Sitting here in the old theater brings back a flood of memories from in the past. We would come into town, downtown here on Saturday, and it was the biggest day of the week.
When I started coming here probably 75 years ago, you would especially come on, being that young, we would come on Saturdays because that's when we had the cowboy movies on. We didn't care anything about the weekdays because they had old love stories on. The little boys don't pay any attention to that.
My name's Tandy Rice, and I grew up right here where we're standing today. I'm a fifth generation Williamson County.
Born 1925, so that makes me 81 years old. And I know something about the Franklin Cinema, which we didn't call the Franklin Cinema. We call it the Picture Show.
What's a picture show?
I guess you'd spell that P-I-K-S-H-A-S-H-O. Picture show. And anybody that called it the cinema or called it movies was suspect. We just knew they were from Russia or Nashville.
I remember, because my shift that I worked was overnight, I remember hearing things in the theater and not knowing whether, if there was anybody in there. Because once Rocky would leave, I had it all to myself. And I told him, I said, I must have had Casper with me, because I believe Casper, as is known as the friendly ghost. If it was a ghost here, it was friendly, because I did not feel no harm of working here overnight.
Well, if there's a movie playing here, we're here. We come to almost every movie that plays, even movies we don't necessarily want to see just because we like the Franklin Cinema experience.
I'll never forget, I used to date a girl here in town. Her daddy owned Franklin Laundry. Her name was Anderson then. We'd go see the movies, and if the stars were just right and things were working good for me, I could hold her hand. If you really were on a roll, you could take that hand and put it in this hand and put this arm around her, see? You could touch a shoulder, and man, you were really gin and cotton when that happened, see?
There's so many memories here. Holding hands for the first time, maybe getting that kiss and in the back row of the theater from your boyfriend, that you will remember till you go to your grave.
First opened here in 1937, it was 10 cents for children and 25 cents for adults.
75 cents from your daddy. We used to call that picture show money. Can I have some picture show money? And you come down here and you can get a bag of popcorn for a dime. You get in the movie for 20 cents. Of course, we'd get a Coca-Cola. We were given glass Cokes. There was no such thing as buttered popcorn. And if you really got a lucky bag of popcorn, you were there when it started flowing out of that bowl, and you could catch it before all the little hard pieces got at the bottom, because they would make you have to go to the dentist.
When this was built, it could seat 600 people downstairs, and 130 upstairs. We have a photograph of what it looked like inside. It's kind of Art Deco. It's not a very expensive Art Deco, but during that period of the the 30s, we have that kind of streamlined architecture, and you can tell that in the front of the building today.
People change, and traditions change, and institutions change in communities, and things go on. I think we call it all progress, and that has to be, but some things can be kept the way they were, and that's buildings and institutions, and Franklin Cinema is a big cultural part of this community.
I cannot tell you the number of phone calls that we have received from people, and they're begging us to save this theater. And of course, we're going to try our best to save what is such a landmark in downtown Franklin.
Let's be positive, let's be creative here in helping save this building and this business.
There is no place that we would rather be than Franklin, Tennessee, and this theater right here is the heart of our community. We come in unity to this place, and shops change and trends and restaurants and all that, but we have to keep the heartbeat of this unbelievably special town, and that's the Franklin Cinema.
I hope that that in this crisis that we're in, that those people who have fond memories of their days here at this place will stand up and say, we want to preserve this, because it has an ambiance that you don't get in any of the other theaters. This place is kind of special. It's downtown.
Everything's changing around Franklin, and it would just be something to stay the same.
I'm so pleased to be asked to be part of this video, because the Franklin Cinema is a treasure. It's an absolute treasure for the city of Franklin and Williamson County, and it's not known just in this community, it's known far and wide. The Franklin Cinema is something we got to keep.
I would be sad if the cinema was closed down, because in my mind, the cinema is the best part about downtown Franklin.
As far as the Franklin Cinema staying here, I want it to stay. I have fond memories of it, and I think it should stay because it's part of not only Franklin, but this whole community. I feel like I'm sort of part of this movie also by being here for so long.
I hope you'll step forward with your support. If that means you might have some money you can give, that's wonderful. But if you can't do that, applaud and encourage and call people who are giving and help this thing stay. You've just got to do that. See you at the picture show.
This is the heartbeat of Franklin. Long live the Franklin Cinema.